Hello survivors and welcome to another Walking Dead Road to Survival video, and in this video we're going to be talking about the Outlanders Allegiance, but mainly the characters that we haven't seen so much of yet. So far the characters we have seen have been Brutus, of course, the Scotsman and Imani. Those are the first three characters released in the Allegiance. Upcoming we have the Wanderer, who should be the next released character, and then we've got two other characters that we haven't seen properly. We've kind of seen like a little outline of, and we'll break down the potential of what these characters could be. So first up we have the Wanderer. Of course we did have that little kind of sneak peek at the art, and we kind of can guess in terms of the trait he's going to be. Is going to be fast. He's holding that dagger behind his back. I like the visuals a lot. I also like the way this was teased a lot. I've been talking about teasing characters like this, just showing the character art like they did with the New World Order trailer, where it's teased, where you just saw the art of the characters, and there was so much hype about it and people were talking about it so much. And I've seen exactly the same situation with the Wanderer. Like, I see barely anybody talking about Arav, and it's because there's no hype about it. Everyone knows the information there. No one's thinking about what potentially is going to come. Whereas with Wanderer, it was very, very hyped indeed. So it just makes it more exciting, and obviously makes it more interesting for players. And as me as a content creator, it just, you know, brings topic points, things to talk about, and it is awesome. So this character looks like it's a fast character for sure. I should be bringing out a video on this character tomorrow, as he is going to be the first character to join the advanced token wheel. And that'll be basically like the Ultra Wheel, but just a different token called Advanced Tokens. You can actually get some Advanced Tokens already via the Brutus missions. And you should also be able to get some the second this wheel releases. I believe they're sending out some tokens for free to everybody. And they have announced already that they're going to be available in future level up rewards. We'll have to see how much of these are actually going to be given out. More information on that probably after War of Champions. Now the next character is a tough character by the looks of things, as they are holding a shotgun, but they have got a weapon in their other hand as well. And they are going to be the event character seemingly of the Outlanders Allegiance, kind of like the Molly of Season 1 of Telltale. And we're going to have to wait and see for week 4. That's about 2 weeks away. But we have seen some people kind of like trying to do the guesswork on who this character could be. Now there is a massive list of characters that can be in the Outlanders Allegiance from the story mode that we have had before with Brutus's story. But someone did notice that next to the shotgun is kind of this like little hanging card around his arm. And they compared it to the art of a previously released character in the S-Class era, which was Mateo, who had this around his neck. And if you look at the kind of like head structure and, you know, kind of muscular in terms of the art that we've already seen, I think it's apparent that this potentially is bang on. 100% bang on. And I'm pretty happy with that, because he was one of the characters that potentially could have been in that Allegiance. And I'm quite a big Mateo fan, so I hope that he's going to be a pretty decent character. He looks like he's going to be tough holding a shotgun, like I say, but in the other hand, it could be a hammer. And you know how sometimes characters even hold pistols in their art and they actually turn out to be melee characters. So we'll have to see. Also, characters like Andre holding dynamite turned out to be a tough character. So sometimes it doesn't always work out as we assume. But it does look pretty solid, like it's going to be a Mateo here. But if you have any other guesses on who this character potentially could be, let me know in the comments. Before we move on to the next character, who is kind of like a secret character as well, but potentially is going to be a character released on the Advanced Mythic Wheel, because in the actual roadmap that was released by Scopely, he has a little advanced token next to his picture. And we have kind of seen this guy before. If you've been paying attention, he has been in the art for almost 6 months of Scopely's banner for their new web portal, and it was released on their Facebook page and stuff. You can sort of see him in the background, like in the sewers, and he's got like a gas mask on, and he's holding up this weapon, and almost like light is beaming down on him. It's kind of an interesting image here. We'll have to wait and see. It's kind of washed over in the red. It was kind of the same with Clementine when she was originally teased in this art, where she was released here before anywhere else. So it is kind of interesting. That art's been around for ages. There is another character in here as well that's been around for ages, but doesn't seem to be part of this Allegiance. So it is going to be interesting to see what this character is. Again, another Advanced Mythic release. And also something else to mention with this character, while the art is kind of washed out and red, we can see the weapon. It's looking like a melee weapon. It could either be strong, it could either be fast. You know, it could be like a dagger style weapon because there are kind of daggers on it, or it could be seen as a two-handed weapon, which would be more of a strong weapon. But I think this character has a better likeliness to be melee in that situation, and that would mean that the Outlanders Allegiance would be a heavy melee allegiance. We're talking about 5 melee and 1 ranged if the potential Mateo character is a tough character. I actually prefer it when allegiances are a bit more constrained. So for instance, it would just be like fast and strong, or fast and tough, or fast and alert, you know, like 2 particular traits. That would actually be kind of cool. If we look back at past Mythic Trials, they've been so widespread on the traits, it generally isn't too beneficial there. And while it's no big deal, I just kind of like it. And this character is seemingly going to come out a week after the Wanderer, so potentially we're going to go back to weekly releases on Advanced Mythics, on promo characters. We'll have to wait and see there. I don't think there's been any confirmation on that, but it just seems to be the way it is in terms of the roadmap. This could potentially be a one-off just because of the allegiance. We have had this happen a couple of times before, where, let's say, Kenny lasted for 4 weeks. It was just because he was one of the Allegiance characters, the initial Allegiance release character. So that is worth noting. But those are the characters that we have so far when it comes to the Outlanders Allegiance. We are coming up on week 3 of the roadmap. We have been slightly pushed back, I think, because of the 4th of July event and also War of Champions being in this as well. But I think we should still be on schedule. The last week of the Outlanders Allegiance roadmap was just a story map, so if they really wanted to, they could cut that back and just make it so that actually comes up in week 5 as well. So if there's any issues in terms of timing, we're going to be fine. I'm pretty sure we're going to be fine. Wanderer is going to be released in normal time, and this next character is going to be released in normal time. The Brutus event should be tied up by week 5 without too much of a problem. Now, other than the characters, there are actually 2 weapons to come as part of this Mythic Trial as well. We have got 2 more 5-star weapons. One's going to be part of a Brutus event called Barely Hungry, which should start in the next week. And then we have one as part of potentially the event attached to the event character, which looks like Mateo, called Carnival of Corpses. That's going to be the event with potentially Mateo in it, and the event with another weapon in it as well. So we'll have to stay tuned to see what those weapons are going to be. I would actually think it'd be a cool idea to actually show the weapon here and just have that silhouetted maybe, because at the moment it could be any trait, because right now we see fast, strong and alert. We don't see the tough one there, but I guess it could also be tough. That would be a kind of cool like little sneak peek. I really like this roadmap for the Mythic Trial. It has made it easier to keep a track of, and I think it's definitely something they need to continue for future Mythic Trials. But do give me your ideas and thoughts on these characters, guys. What traits do you think they potentially could be? Who do you think these characters actually are, other than the Wanderer, which is pretty clear? Let me know any guesses you have for these characters. I think the idea that we've got a fast character in Wanderer, a tough character in potentially Mateo, and then the last character is a little bit question marks. You know, is it strong? Is it fast? Who is the character? They've got a gas mask on. It could be anybody. Could be someone brand new. It could be a return of a character. We have had some characters with gas masks on in the past. We'll have to wait and see that. Like I say, any thoughts, any guesses, any ideas on these characters, please leave them in the comments down below. That is the end of my video. I want to thank you very much for tuning in. And as always, keep on surviving, guys. Keep on surviving.